What's up, guys? It's the ALE Double X Prince, and I am here to give you my review for NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Now, I gotta say that I was not excited for the show. It looked pretty weak. The card looked pretty lame, and it was kind of shuffled in last minute because this show had no fucking build at all. But turns out the show wasn't that bad. It was alright for the most part. The thing that I will say that when the best part of your show was a segment, it's kind of takes you off the whole show. There was really not a bad match, but only like two matches stick out that I'm gonna go back and watch constantly. And one terrible ass match, which I'll get to. Um, anyways, I think first of all they give some awards at the start of the show. Um, First, they gave awards like the match of the year was the Revival versus DIY from Takeover Toronto, which deserves it. I would have given it to Nakamura and Zayn, but I'm fine with it. It was still a really good match. Tag Team of the Year, the Revival definitely deserved that. The Female Wrestler of the Year, Asuka, no doubt, no competition there. Wrestler of the Year was Nakamura, as well as overall competitor, so another deserving award. And the thing that pissed me off was Breakout Star of the Year. Ember Moon did not win. Instead, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce were the winners, and I just got pissed off about that. Uh, and yeah, thought that was good. I think every award besides the Breakout Star of the Year was deserving. Uh, I don't know. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, I got a lot of shit to talk about them. We kick off the show with sorry about that. Battery died. Anyways, we kick off the show with Ty Dillinger versus Eric Young, and I thought that this match was disappointing. Actually, not necessarily disappointing, but just kind of annoyed with the crowd. I like the crowd this night, especially at like the end of the show. It was really good, the crowd, but in this time, it was fucking annoying. I swear to God. Now everybody's been talking about how Ty Dillinger is gonna be the 10th entrant in the Royal Rumble, which if it happens, I'll mark out. It'll be really good for him. But the thing that pissed me off throughout the match, they were doing countouts, and like the referee could be at a 3 count, and the crowd will still say 10, and it just kind of takes you away from the match because you're like, okay, which number are they on? They just keep fucking chanting 10, and it kind of took me out of the match. Aside from that, they try to have a good match. I thought it was okay. But Sanity and it was in the match besides Nikki Cross. The two big guys. I remember one of the guys from Sanity left the group, and somehow, some way, he just managed to just say, fuck it, I'll come back, and with no explanation, showing that the show the build up kind of lacked for a little bit, which really pissed me off about that. So yeah, there's that. But aside from that, it was okay for a match. Eric Young ends up winning, and Ty Dillinger just jobs out to Eric Young again. Will he join Sanity? Probably not. And will he be at the Royal Rumble? I hope so. I mean, if not, people are gonna fucking boo the fuck out of it. It's just gonna happen. It just will happen. Next up, we got Roderick Strong beating Andrade Cien Almas, and this is probably the best match these two guys ever had in NXT besides the Fatal 4-Way. Good match from them. Even though this was just hella thrown in at the last minute, and it was the least exciting match, it was still pretty good. I'm a big fan of Roderick Strong. Not a big fan of him in NXT yet. They haven't done anything to make me get excited for this guy, except like the name. It just sells me. It got to the point that I like Andrade Almas a lot more simply for the fact that he is a character, unlike Roderick Strong, who people just know the name, but they don't give you a reason to give a shit, which pisses me off when they do that with wrestlers. I thought it was a good match. Obviously, Roderick Strong's popular for breaking backs, and this was no different. There's a part where he's on the apron, he just drops Cien Almas, and that's how he ends up winning. Roderick Strong, I hope he gets better built because right now it's not a good start for you in NXT. Hope you get better. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Roderick Strong. He had great matches with Kenta, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries. I like the guy. Hell, he had one of the best matches in PWG last year against Zack Sabre Jr. I believe it was an Iron Man match too. Anyways, so don't be thinking I hate Roderick Strong. He's a great fucking wrestler. Um, Next up, we got the second match of the night, the second best match of the night. Authors of Pain versus DIY. Now, this match surprised me. Authors of Pain were not over with me until this match. First of all, they show up in mask and Paul Ellering was there. DIY kind of interfered. And there's parts where you did not know who the fuck was going to win. So that's what I really enjoy about matches, when you have no idea who is going to win the match. And it was just really good for that. And they really sold it, how these guys are booked like monsters. I don't like how some parts were kind of goofy with, you know, they're about to tap out and then they just pick him up like whatever. Then I mean, they worked for their character, but there's times where it felt goofy. But I'm actually glad that there was no stage shit with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. I feel like they should wait for that feud until, let's say this, let's have a rematch at NXT TakeOver Orlando. Hell, let's add a stipulation, because why not? We need a stipulation if you want to. Fucking neighbors. Actually, don't even add a stipulation. Just give it more excitement. Not saying this match didn't have anything exciting about it. It's just that give it more hype, and we'll get ourselves another really good match for Authors of Pain, and that should be the turning point of Gargano and Ciampa having a feud. I really want to see these two guys feud. It's gonna be really great. These guys are just like meant to feud, and be tag team and feud, because I don't know, it's Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Come on. I mean, if you've seen the Cruiserweight Classic match, I love the match, but I said that they could do more. And sure enough, this could be their more in the story. And I love Authors of Pain now. They really sold me on being great heels and wrestlers. And Paul Ellering definitely brought that into them. Before I get to the rest of it, let's talk about the best part of the entire show, and that is Seth freaking Rollins. They definitely just brought it up, like, they're like taking a while to have the next match, and then Seth Rollins like, stop the show right now. We're like, what the hell is Seth Rollins doing there? Which is big shocker. We did not expect that. And he's like, you know what? If Triple H isn't gonna come to Raw or SmackDown or anything, I'm coming to NXT. I know he's here. Get your ass out here now. And then sure enough, Triple H comes. He sends security. Seth Rollins fights security for a while until they all take him. It was a really good moment, hyping up the WrestleMania match, which is gonna hopefully be good. After this segment, I was so excited for Triple H and Seth Rollins. At first I wasn't, but after seeing this, I can't wait to see the match. And I know the build-up is going to be good. Finally, we're getting Seth Rollins over for once. It was really good for them. Yeah, and then I guess in the interview after the show, Triple H was talking about how he does not know what the fuck they were talking about. About I don't know who Seth Rollins is and all that, which I think is good storytelling. He's ignoring Seth Rollins. He just doesn't see him as a competitive guy, so that's really good. It's making Seth Rollins even more mad. So that build-up is gonna be freaking great. Honestly, I personally thought this was gonna happen when I saw Triple H come out. I thought he was gonna get in the ring, and then Seth Rollins is gonna whoop his ass, and then security comes, and then Triple H is like, you know what, Seth Rollins, you're gonna be in the Royal Rumble match, but you're not gonna win because you're gonna have to go through me as well. So then that would have Seth Rollins and Triple H be in the Royal Rumble match, which would be really cool if that were to happen and just kind of continue the feud there. It didn't have to happen, but I'm actually pretty happy that it still happened. And next we get to the worst match of the show. I freaking hated this match. Asuka, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, and Nikki Cross. I cannot stand this match. It was terrible. One of the worst Fatal 4-Way matches I have ever seen. Sure enough, it had some okay spots. I'm not going to take that away from the match. I thought some stuff was good, but some stuff was bad. First of all, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, for the whole match, they were holding hands, fighting like this. Like, let's say I'm holding your hand. Let's say I'm holding your hand, and they're just fighting like this. It was annoying, it was stupid, and I can't stand these two girls. They're the worst of the worst. Sure enough, they throw Nikki Cross through the announcer, which is like the best spot of the night. And then eventually Asuka separates the two girls. And I hated that they didn't try to compete against each other. Like, no, I want to be women's champion. No, I want to be. That would have been nice, but instead, no. They remind me of Lei Ku, who at the time was like my least favorite thing to watch. Back in 2010, remember Lei Ku? I freaking hated that team. It reminded me of that, and it was just pissing me off. And then, sure enough, Asuka separates them, and the only way she wins is by kicking Peyton Rose in the face. Asuka retains, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna lead to Asuka versus Ember Moon, because Ember Moon was in an interview earlier saying that she wants to fight Asuka, which I'm pretty sure that match will be next. But if not, I actually don't mind seeing Asuka versus Nikki Cross. That actually sounds like an even good match too. The way it ended too, Asuka's holding the championship tall and like just great, and then Nikki Cross is laying on the announce table like I'm coming after you and stuff like that. So that was good. It could happen on a regular NXT special. Not every single title defense should be on a special. It could also be on regular TV. I mean, they showed it last week with DIY and the Revival, which is a really good match, by the way. And next up, we get the main event: Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bobby Roode. First of all, their entrances were good. This is funny, but Bobby Roode comes out with a bunch of girls, and honestly, for once they could take off the Glorious theme song and then just put the Godfather theme song or a PIMP by 50 Cent. That would have been fucking funny. Sure enough, that happens, and Shinsuke Nakamura had a really cool and classic entrance. It reminded me of like the old school WrestleManias when a ring used to carry you across the arena, across the ring, I should say. And that's what Shinsuke Nakamura did. He just, first of all, he's like covered in this stuff, and then that thing like kind of opens like a, how do I say, like a butterfly or some shit. I won't say that. And then Shinsuke Nakamura is just coming out. He's dancing, doing his thing as the thing crosses him. That was probably one of my favorite entrances I've ever seen on an NXT special. It was really good, and then sure enough, the match starts, and I was blown away. This was my match of the night. I wouldn't say blown away because it was still kind of slow in the beginning, but by the end, it's when it really picked up. First of all, Shinsuke Nakamura got injured, and fake or not, if it was fake, Shinsuke's a really good seller, but if it's not, I feel bad for Nakamura for hurting his leg. But Shinsuke just was hanging in there, and then Bobby Roode looked like a complete heel by taking advantage. It worked really good. Sure enough, Bobby Roode is your new NXT champion. Glorious. No, I won't give in. I won't give in. And from what I heard, Shinsuke will be out for a month, which is okay for me, because I'm pretty sure the next special will be right after WrestleMania. I mean, right before WrestleMania, I should say. So we got plenty of time to hold up on the feud. I mean, we got until March or April, whenever it comes out. April, I want to say March 31st, or if not April 1st. I don't know when it comes out, but around that area. So I'm pretty excited to see where that goes. Yes, Bobby Roode is your new NXT champion. We're going to probably get the rematch. If not, actually, they are going to have the rematch, because at this point, we have no idea what Bobby Roode is going to do next. So, yes, I'm happy for the show. I thought the show was okay. It's not the best NXT TakeOver special. Definitely not the worst. I'll give it an 8 out of 10, like a B show. It was alright. Next up, the Road to the Royal Rumble. I am really excited for that show. But let me just say this. Monday, I'm going to be busy with some stuff. First of all, I won't be around. I'll be in TJ to do some stuff. So, my whole week with Alex thing, it'll actually happen in the middle of the day, because there's no point of doing it halfway through the day, because I'll be doing tomorrow's Watch the Royal Rumble, because apparently it starts at 2 around my time. Also, I'll be at church. So I'll be at church, and then after that, I'll go home straight and watch the Royal Rumble kickoff show and see those 3 okay-ish looking matches. So yeah, I'll start a week with Alex probably during the kickoff. And yeah, I think that'll be it, because I'll be extremely busy, and expect my Royal Rumble review to be either later that night, if not Monday afternoon. So yeah, just letting you guys know my schedule. So Be excited for Week with Alex and then the Royal Rumble. I'll also give you my predictions during my whole Week with Alex thing. And that'll be the first thing I'll talk about. So, anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.